Good morning, students. Welcome to today's session. In today's session, we are going to start with the fifth module, and I just will go through the syllabus. In the fifth module, we have text mining and naive-Bayes analysis, support vector machines, web mining, and social network analysis. And the reference book is going to be the second one, that is Anil Maheshwari, and each of these topics are one chapter in that particular book. The text mining is the 11th chapter. Today we'll look into the text mining. What is text mining? What is the importance of the text mining? What are the things that are involved in the text mining, and how text mining can be used to get some kind of a insight or a pattern or any kind of a knowledge that is hidden in the text. As you know, as the name suggests, text mining is predominantly we are going to work on the text. We create lot of text, right, with the social media like Facebook and a lot of other social network people, WhatsApp. Then people will be conversation will be there on various topics, and those various topics will be coming as the input for the text mining. So all that conversation, okay, that is one kind of a input for our text mining. The other things that are that can be source is the any kind of documents, right? We have PDFs or Word document, Excel document. So all those can form as the input for the text mining. And by analyzing those words, let us say you want to do any kind of a classification or any kind of a regression, all those things can be, once you have the data, we will see how this text is converted into a structured way, that is a TDM. Once we have the TDM, on top of the TDM we can run various analytics. We can run regression, we can run the classification, and we can find out what the that particular text is meant. For example, you mine all the text, and then you will try to find what it is about. Let us say you are getting words like finance, profit, percentage increase in the growth, things like that, that will indicate that particular text or the document is related to finance. Let us say if you are getting words like uh, diagnosis, patient, all those terminologies are related to a medicine field. So you can classify it as a medicine. So that is how we can use the text mining. Text mining is the art and science of discovering knowledge, insight, and patterns from the organized collection of textual databases. So, as I told you, it's a organized way to get the that is the patterns or the insight that are hidden inside the textual data. So the data is in the form of text. Textual mining can help with the frequency analysis of important terms and their semantic relationship. So, what is frequency analysis? You are going to find certain words or the terms. You can call it as term or the words. Certain words you are going to look in that particular document or the corpus, and you are going to find how many times that particular word has repeated in a particular document. And then you are going to find what is the semantic relationship between, what is the meaning behind those frequencies and existence of those words and their relationship. That will give some kind of a semantic meaning for us. Text mining is an important part of the growing data in the world. Social media technologies have enabled users to become producers of text and images and other kinds of information. So you know, like Facebook and WhatsApp, other social media, they have millions of users, and millions of users, they are doing the conversation every second. You can imagine the amount of data that is getting generated, and most of this conversation, like when you do the conversation, like maybe on a WhatsApp is like a there is an option of one-to-one communication or a group communication. In one-to-one communication, there is a very high probability that you will be sharing a very personal information with your closest family or friends, or you will be sharing your likes, dislikes, or you will be discussing about the political issues. So there are a lot of information. You are talking about the food, or you are talking about the health. So these are the different indicators that is hidden in the your conversation. And let us say you are after we do the text mining, we can find the personality traits also, like we can create a profile. For example, certain kind of people, they converse about the food and health. Maybe for them, like if we use that from the business perspective, that knowledge, those people are more interested in the kind of a like food. So anything related with the food or the restaurant businesses, those are the a good target audience. And when they are talk about the health, health involves lot of things: wellness programs, eating healthy, exercise, health equipment. So you can target based on what kind of a conversation they are striking. It can also be applied to societal, organization, and individual skills. So this can be like societal means like at the level of the society, what the whole society is thinking about, or what the organization is thinking about, or at the individual level we can apply those text mining. This is one of the caselet of WhatsApp and private security. There is this text mining has been done on the conversation of two people. The two people are Jennifer and Nicole. uh, they have captured about 45 days of their conversation, and based on that conversation, they have revealed many kind of information. For example, you can see the first one. There is a variety of categories that Nicole and Jennifer speaks about, such as politics, laundry, desserts, the popularity of Jennifer's personal thoughts, and one is overwhelmingly positive, and Jennifer responds to Nicole much more than the vice versa, identifying Nicole as the influencer in this relationship. See, you can find out so much information from their conversation. So these are the different topics they were talking about, and who responded more, who had a more positive words in their conversation. All those things can be captured. Similarly, on the same conversation, data visualization reveals the working hour of a Jennifer, showing that the most active around 8 p.m. So that shows like when certain people are more free, when they are able to strike the conversation. Looking at the pattern, so most of the time Jennifer is very active during 8 p.m. Heads to bed around midnight. So that is the information based on the conversation and their timing. 53% of the conversation is about food, and 15% of desserts, and maybe she is a strategic person to push restaurant or weight loss ads. So you can see here the way they based on their conversation, when food is there, it relates to any kind of a business food. So we can push that person for a restaurant. And also they are talking about lot about desserts that indicate they might be overweight, and they are a good candidate for the weight loss advertisements. And another aspect of their conversation, most intimate detail exposed during this conversation is that Nicole and Jennifer discuss right-wing populism. So that is one of the information that is mined from their conversation. WhatsApp is the world's largest messaging service, and it has over 450 million users. And Facebook recently bought them, so for $19 billion. People share a lot of sensitive personal information on WhatsApp that they may not even share with their family members. So now you can see the imagine the what is the size of the 450 million users are there. they are striking conversation, and you can imagine every second they are generating the data, and using that data we can get very personal information, or information at the group level, so that we can mine that and push those people towards certain segments of the market, or this is like we are easily able to find out what is their interest. So when we a lot of companies, they spend a lot of money on the marketing purposes. They spend a lot of money to identify their the target customer. Here you are able to find the target customer, and you know exact what is their interest based on their conversation. Text mining. Text mining works on text from practically any kind of sources from any business or non-business domains, in any format, including Word documents, PDF files, XML files, text messages. So basically, any kind of a source is good for getting the information about the uh, people's conversation about the. It could be like books, journals. All those things are again input for the text mining. Here are some representative example. In case of a legal profession, text sources would include law, court, deliberations, court orders, etc. In case of a academic research, we have it includes text from the interviews, published research articles, journals. So many things are available. And from the world of finance, we have a lot of information about like statutory reports, internal reports, CFO statement, then balance sheet. So many things are there. And in case of a medicine, it would use we can have the medical journals, patient histories, discharge summaries. So many things are there which can form as an input. Then, in the field of the marketing, advertisements, customer comments, customer feedbacks, all those things can form as a text mining input. In the world of technology, it would include the patent applications, then other their company profiles, based on their websites. All those can be formed as a input. Next, text mining applications. The text mining can be applied in many fields. These are the major fields. There are a lot of fields where we can apply. Just we'll look into these four fields where we can apply the text mining. One is the marketing. Second one is the business operation, and third one is legal, and fourth one is the governance of the politics. In case of a marketing, uh, the voice of the customer can be captured in its native and raw format, and then analyzed for the customer preferences and complaints. Social persons are clustering technique to develop customer segments of interest. As I told you, we can cluster the customers based on what is their interest. That one application we can have. Um, uh, and we can have consumers input from social media sources, such as their reviews, blogs, and tweets. They contain numerous leading indicators that can be used towards anticipating and predicting the consumer behavior. So for example, in the case that we saw, based on the conversation, they are talking more about the food and the desserts. So potentially that's how we get the lead from their conversation. Then there are listening platforms. Platform is a text mining application that is real time, gather social media, blogs, and other textual feedback and filters out the chatter to extract the consumer sentiments. So we can find the consumer sentiments based on this conversation. The insight can lead to more effective product marketing and better customer service. And the other thing is the customer call center conversations, and those records can be analyzed for patterns of customer complaints. What kind of complaints are coming, we can just see the pattern. Then decision tree can organize this data to create a decision choices that could help the product management activities and to become proactive in avoiding those complaints. So that is another area we can another way we can implement managing the customer complaints. Then next one is the business operations. Many aspects of business functioning can be accurately gauged from analyzing the text. Social network analysis and text mining can be applied to the emails. So whatever the emails are there, blogs, social media, and other data to measure the emotional state of the employees. Okay, so we can analyze their emotional state, and that is a sentiment analysis, and it can reveal a very good sign of a dissatisfaction, early dissatisfaction in the employees, and proactively certain measure can be taken. And studying people as emotional investor and using text analysis of the social internet to measure the mass psychology can help in obtaining the superior investment returns. So sentiment analysis is the one area which will help in taking appropriate steps, appropriate actions that will help the business. Then legal, in case of a legal application, lawyers and paralegals can more easily search case histories and laws for relevant document in a particular case to improve their chances of winning. So they can search the historical data which the cases where judgment has been given, and based on that it could give them a good leads which will help in driving their case towards the success. Text mining is also embedded in e-discovery platforms that help in minimizing the risk of process of sharing legally mandated documents. So there are certain documents that should not be shared. Such sharing can be avoided. Case histories, then testimonies, and client meeting notes can reveal additional information such as morbidities in healthcare situations that can help better predict high cost injuries and prevent the cost. Next is the governance and the politics. In case of a government, a lot of information is generated by the government agencies, government bodies that can be used as a input. Social network analysis and text mining of a large social media data can be used for measuring the emotional states and the uh, mood of the constituent population. Then micro targeting the constituents with the specific messages gleaned from social media analysis can be more efficient use of the resources when fighting democratic elections. So during the elections, as you are already aware, the text mining is helping in like anything. They are mining the all that the conversation, tweets, everything about the user, everything about the user, and based on those conversation, they are getting some insights, and they are catering to those insights. Means whatever the people are thinking, that is easily understood by the in a democratic process, and during the elections they can be very important in what kind of a promises he can give to the people. So if those promises are closely related to what the expectation of the people, so you can imagine what kind of a benefit that will give for the each of the candidates. In geopolitical security, internet chatter can be processed for real-time information and to connect the dot on an emerging threats. And in academics, research streams could be meta analyzed for underlying research trends. Now, text mining process. Text mining is a rapidly evolving area of research. As the amount of social media and other text data grows, there is a need for efficient abstraction, categorization of meaningful information from the text. So text mining process is like, first we have to get the data, and there are different sources as we discussed. Once we get the data, how we will take it forward for the meaningful processing and getting a knowledge out of those particular uh, text data. The first level of analysis is identifying the frequent words. As I told you, the frequent words are the words that are repeatedly coming in a particular document or a particular conversation. Anything is a, we call it as a document. This creates a bag of important words, bag of words. We are going to create the bag of words. Bag of words will have the word and its frequency. Text documents or smaller messages can then be ranked on how much to a particular bag of words. However, there are challenges with this approach. For example, the words may be spelled a little differently, or there may be different words with a similar meaning. So that kind of a problem could happen. So where there are, again, there are certain techniques are there where you can group them together. For example, happy, joy, enjoy, like all these things can be categorized as a good mood. Okay, that's how we have to categorize which are having a similar meaning. Once we have those, the next level is at identifying the meaningful phrases from those words. Ice and cream, actually those will be considered as two different keywords. Let us say you have a document, it is talking about the ice cream. You are going to consider the ice and cream as two different words, and you are going to find the frequency for that. In that case, as an individual, it may not give any kind of a knowledge. Those words should be used together, because ice cream has more meaning than just the individual ice and the cream. So similarly, like, you have to find out such words which go together. Like, these are the phrases. You have to find the meaningful phrases. For another example is apple pie, right? Apple and pie, those are two different things. Apple pie is a totally a different product made out of the apple. The next higher level is that of a topics. Once we have frequent words and meaningful phrases, from that we have to have the topics. Multiple phrases can be combined into a topic area. Thus two phrases above can be put as a common basket, and that basket is called as a dessert. For example, ice cream, okay, it's a part of a dessert, so you can put it as you can bucket it as a dessert. And text mining is a semi-automated process. Text needs to be gathered, structured, and then mined in three-step processes. These are the three steps. The first one is the text and the documents are first gathered into corpus and organized. So from all the sources, okay, you can see from documents, we call it as a documents. It could be like social media tweets, or actual physical documents, or it could be any source of information that is converted into a document. Then next step is the corpus is then analyzed for the structure. The result is a matrix mapping important terms to source the documents. So once we have the corpus, we clean the data. There is again we have to do the cleaning, because there are certain words that are not useful. We have to leave certain such words. For example, the, is, but. Okay, these are not useful in any kind of analysis. So we have to do the cleaning of the data. Once we have a clean data, then we will have the bag of words, which is also called as a term document matrix. So the bag of words would be in term of a term document matrix, TDM, that will give a word and its frequency. Once we have the structured data in terms of TDM, the structured data is then analyzed for word structures, sequences, and frequency. Next, we will see the TDM, that is a term document matrix. This is the heart of structuring process, free flowing Text can be transformed into numeric data in TDM, which can then be mined using regular data mining techniques. Okay, this is so there are several efficient techniques for identifying key terms from a text. So once you identify the key terms, let us say we have a document. This is the term document matrix. Here I have the all the documents, and here I have the all the terms. For example, you can see investment, profit, happy, success. So many words are there. How you will find the keywords, it depends on what problem you are trying to solve, what is your objective. Based on their objective, you can identify the terms. Okay, once you have the term, then you are going to look into each of the documents, and you will count how many times this particular word has come in this particular document. For example, in case of a document 1, investment word has come 10 times, and profit word has come 4 times, happy 3 times, and success 4 times. So document 2, so this indicates like document 1 and document 2 could be related to finance. If you are doing a classification of the documents, maybe it is related to finance. Then you can see in document 3, 4, which scores like document 3 which scores less on investment and profit. Maybe it is not related to the investment. So such kind of information can be gathered from this is just one example. There are many such patterns we can run on the term document matrix. There are less efficient techniques available for creating topics out of those. For the purpose of this discussion, one could call keywords, phrases, or topics as a term of interest. So we call it as a term of interest. This approach measures the frequencies of select important terms occurring in each document, and it creates a T into D TDM. Okay, where T is the number of terms and D is the number of documents. So I have T into D. So this is the T and this is the total number of documents. Creating TDM requires making choices of which terms to include. The terms chosen should reflect the stated purpose of the text mining exercise. The list of terms should be as extensive as needed, but should not include unnecessary stuff that will serve to confuse the analysis or slow the competition. So you can choose to have as many numbers as you possible, as many terms as you want. But as you increase the number of terms, it will get confusing. Based on your objective, you have to not very less terms or not too many terms, appropriate terms based on the problem statement or the objective you should select. There are certain considerations are there in creating the TDM. Reduced dimension, as I told you, T into D. So how many terms you want to choose, that will decide the your dimension. Large collection of a documents mapped to large bag of words will likely lead to very sparse matrix. Okay, sparse matrix is like you will have data at very few rows. The intention here should be to have a dense matrix, where by reducing the dimensions. Next one is spelling errors. This is another area where the spelling errors data should be cleaned. For spelling errors, common spelling errors should be ignored, and the term should be combined. Uppercase and lowercase terms should be combined. So you have to make sure that there are no spelling errors, and you have to consider the data as case insensitive. What you will be looking is in the term. Suppose you have the term as investment, irrespective what case is used, whether it is uppercase, lowercase, or a mixed case, you should not worry about. You should be just worried about that particular term. Next, variant of the same term. When many variants of the same term are used, just the stem of the word should be used to reduce the number of term. For example, terms like customer order, ordering, order data, all this can be combined under one word called order. So that is how you should be able to combine all the variants into one word. Next is the homonyms. Homonyms different meaning should be counted separately. This would enhance the quality of analysis. For example, the term order. So when we say the order, it could be a customer order, or it is the order, means in ranking. So how you are placing the order. Uh, so these two are totally different things. Customer order, when you say just order, it is actually a customer order, or you are putting certain things in order, that is in sequence. So these are totally two different words. So I will tell you one statement, one sentence, which has the order in three places and has a totally different meaning. The boss ordered that customer orders data analysis is presented in chronological order. Means the boss ordered, means he gave the order that customer orders, these are customer orders, data analysis is presented in chronological order. So we see order with three different meanings. One is he is giving command, that is order. Second one is the customer order, and third one is the sequencing of the particular presentation. So that is how these three words are totally different, that should be taken care. This statement show that three different meaning for the word order. There will be need for manual review of the TD matrix. In such case, we need a manual intervention. Then terms with a less frequency. There are terms that are coming with a very less frequency. Those should be ignored, just to reduce the, just to make the matrix as a dense matrix, to increase the density. We should drop such terms. Measures in each cell. So what are the measures that we can have in each of the cell? Either you can have the frequency, right here you can have a frequency, or you are interested in whether that word is present in the document or not. In that case it is would be 0 1. Okay, so or you can have like average value, maybe you can apply log function. So all those things can be done on the whatever the value that you are going to put it in the this TDM matrix. At the end of this analysis and cleaning, a well-formed, densely populated rectangular TDM will be ready for analysis. The TDM can be mined using all the available data mining techniques, so through regression, clustering, classification. Any kind of a data mining technique can be applied on top of the TDM, and it will give us the important insights or the important patterns inside. Mining the TDM. The TDM can be mined to extract patterns and the knowledge. As I told you, once you have the TDM ready, so you from the raw text you converted into a nice TDM. Once you have the TDM, you can we can mine the TDM and get the patterns and the knowledge. A variety of technologies techniques could be applied to TDM to extract the new knowledge. A simple application is to visualize highest frequency terms. This can be done very attractively and colorfully in the form of word cloud, right? Suppose you have a document, and in that particular document, based on the frequency, you want to create a word cloud where the word which is having a higher frequency will have the higher font. So easily looking at that visual representation, you will come to know that what that document is talking about. So that prediction can be done. Predictors of desirable terms could be discovered through predictive techniques such as regression analysis. Suppose the word profit is desirable word in a document, the number of occurrences of the word profit in a document could be regressed against many other terms in the TDM. That is the one way we can find. Then predicting the chances of a document being liked in another form of analysis. For example, there are speeches given by the many CEOs or the CFOs. and which one you will feel the more successful speech. So based on the kind of a feedback we get, we can have a many of the speeches and we can easily predict whether it is a successful speech or not. And also we can apply the clustering techniques. They will help in categorizing the documents. I told you, suppose you want to classify the documents as a finance, education, academics, or telecom, or any kind of a classification you want to do, that clustering can be done. For example, document containing the words investment and profits more often could be bundled together. Similarly, documents containing the words customer, orders, marketing more often could be bundled together. Thus, few strongly demarked bundles could capture the essence of entire TDM, and these bundles could help us in further processing, such as handling over a select documents to others for legal discovery. And next one is the association rule. Association rule analysis could show relationship of coexistence. Thus, one could say that word tasty and sweet. Most of the time, it will go together. You will find that occur together. And further, when these two words are present, 70% of the time, the word happy is also present in the document. So when you see the association between the tasty and the sweet, definitely 70% of the time they found the happy word was also present. Comparing the text mining and the data mining. So here is some of the comparison. Nature of the data in case of a text mining, it is unstructured data, words, phrases, sentences, all those are the data. In case of a data mining, it could be anything, numbers or alphabetical, means it can be text, numbers, and logical values, yes or no kind of a values, categorical values, nominal values. There are so many different kind of a data we can have. Then language used. Here many languages and dialects used in the word. Many languages are extinct, new documents are discovered. Here this text mining, you can have a specific to the language, and specific to the language there are certain attributes that can also be kept in mind when we are doing the mining. These language here similar numerical system across the world, means we are going to have the similar kind of a data. Means if it is a patient data, right, that is the data mining. Patient data, irrespective of what language, predominantly it is going to be in the form of numericals and text. Okay. Then clarity and precision. In case of text mining, sentences can be ambiguous. Sentiments may contradict the words. So, in case of a sentences can be like a very ambiguous, right? You will not be able to really find what is the meaning of that sentence. Okay, even if you look it into a manually, that is one challenge. And the sentiments are very contradicting. Sometimes people will, when they are not happy, the kind of words they will use, which seems to be happy, but they are not related to the happy. So that kind of a challenges will be there in the text mining. Numbers are precise. In case of a data mining, it is no question of any kind of ambiguity. As far as the clarity and the precision is concerned, in case of a data mining, we will have a very precise data. Consistency, text mining, different parts of the text can be contradict each other. So that is possible. Different parts of a data can be inconsistent, thus requiring statistical significance analysis. Then sentiment. Text may present a clear and consistent or a mixed sentiment. Okay, in case of a text mining, text may present clear and consistent or mixed sentiment across a continuum. Spoken words adds further sentiment. So sentiment can be assessed in text mining, but it is not applicable in case of a data mining. Then quality. Spelling errors, differing values of proper nouns such as names, varying quality of the language translation, those will hinder the quality of the text mining. Then in case of a data mining, issues with the missing values, outliers, all those kind will cause the problem, which will hinder the quality. So when quality, when you have a very good quality, the accuracy is also high. And what are the challenges for the quality? These are the listed things are the challenges which should be taken care in order to enhance the quality. And nature of analysis in case of a text mining, keyword based search, coexistence of themes, sentiment mining. In case of a data mining, a full wide range of statistical and machine learning analysis for relationship and differences. In case of a text mining, there are certain best practices that can be followed, which will increase the predictive power of the text mining, and that will give us a better models and help us with a better knowledge or the insight or the patterns. The first thing is the ask the right question. First and most important practice is to asking the right question. A good question is the one which gives an answer and would lead to a large payoff for the organization. The purpose and the key question will define how and at what levels of granularity the TDM would be made. For example, TDM defined for simple searches would be different from the used for the complex semantic analysis or the network analysis. So it depends on what kind of questions you want to ask. Based on that, the analysis will get into the right direction. And the second most important thing is creative and open in proposing a imaginative solutions. That is very very important. Being a creative and open in proposing imaginative hypothesis for the solution. Thinking outside the box is very very important, both from the quality of the proposed solution as well as from the finding the high quality data sets that is required to test the hypothesized solution. For example, TDM, consumer sentiment data, should be combined with the consumer order data in order to help comprehensive view of the customer behavior. It's important to assemble a team that has a healthy mix of technical and the business skills. That is a one important thing where we need to use by combining the customer order data and their sentiment data. So you can see what kind of a sentiments the customer has a like a intention of buying. So that will help us in figuring out his sentiment and proposing the required action for that particular customer. Then pursue the problem iteratively. Another important element is to pursue the problem iteratively. Too much data can overwhelm the infrastructure and also befuddle the mind. So it will create a confusion. It is better to divide and conquer the problem with a smaller TDM. We should start with a smaller TDM with fewer terms. And from there we can slowly keep on adding and we can increase the size so that our predictive accuracy will not be compromised. Then variety of data mining tools should be used for the relationship in case of a TDM. There are what are the different tools we have? Decision tree algorithms could run alongside the cluster analysis and other techniques. Then finding the multiple techniques and many what if scenarios we have to include helps to build confidence in the solution. And then test the solution in many ways before committing to deploy it. So we have to implement all the techniques that are available and see from the different perspective what kind of a results we are getting. Do the cluster analysis, do the decision trees, then regression. Then each of these will give certain kind of a information. Once you are happy with all the performance of that particular model, then it can be deployed. Conclusion: text mining is diving into the unstructured text to discover valuable insight about the business. The text is gathered and then structured into TDM, that is term document metrics, based on the frequency of bag of words in a corpus of documents. Then the TDM can then be mined for useful novel patterns and insights. While the technique is important, the business objective should be well understood and should always be kept in mind. So always it is important to have the business objective. So business objective should be kept in mind all the time whenever we are dealing with this kind of a data. If business objective is very clear, then the kind of a data, the terms you are going to choose is of a good quality, and the kind of patterns you are going to run on the TDM will yield us a good results with a high accuracy.